The ocean and how to protect the marine environment is the theme for the leaders of 13 Pacific Island countries plus Australia and New Zealand at this year's Pacific Islands Forum. Attending the get-together as an observer is the World Bank's Senior Coastal and Marine Specialist, Marea Hatziolos. She spoke to Pacific correspondent Sean Dorney at the forum.
Marea Hatziolos, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you very much, Sean, for the invitation. It's a great opportunity for me.
What is the World Bank's interest in being here in the Cook Islands for the Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting?
Well, I'm a marine ecologist by training, and many people ask me what a marine ecologist is doing at the World Bank. And I say to them, well, if you consider that half the world's population lives within a narrow band, the coastal zone, and many of these people are very poor, then the World Bank has a definite interest in helping people maintain the health of those marine ecosystems on which their own life depends.
Are there any particular issues in the Pacific that are a concern?
Well, the Pacific is the most vast expanse of ocean on Earth, but it's part of one interconnected, finite system, which is the source of all life on Earth. And even though some of the world's most pristine coral reefs are found in the Pacific, the ocean is still under threat. And there are 3 or 4 that I could mention which are key. The first would be overfishing. And this has to do with commercial fish stocks like the large pelagic tuna stocks that the region is known for. Also what we call artisanal fishing, which tends to be non-commercial but associated with coastal communities. And these tend to be fisheries for livelihoods and subsistence. But even these are showing signs of distress. Then there's the issue of the loss of critical habitat. These gorgeous reefs that you see in the background, mangroves and seagrass beds, are under pressure from human development. Resorts, roads, infrastructure that are going in where these habitats exist are the source of loss. And this has implications for productivity and for the fisheries that are also under stress. Then there's pollution. Now, pollution takes many forms. A typical form that you might find here would be from agricultural runoff. The fertilizers and pesticides that we apply to crops run off during rain, and all of that material flows into the lagoon, the shallow water lagoon, and it compromises water quality and the ability of coral reefs to thrive. This then would have an effect on productivity. But then we have also solid waste, and islands, being islands, don't have a lot of opportunity to dispose of the waste, so much of it goes into the sea. And finally, there's the issue of plastics and the non-biodegradable aspect, which results in these plastics being developing into very, very small particles which enter the food chain.
And just what can the World Bank do?
Well, the World Bank can do a lot. First of all, we have terrific convening power. One of our great advantages is the ability to bring countries and interests together around the table to discuss issues and how we can collectively go about solving them. We also can bring finance. This is very important because there are financing gaps. What's great about the Pacific is that there's political will to do something. There's a recognition among the leaders of these countries that the Pacific Ocean is central to their development and central to their future and that of their children.
What would the finance be for?
The finance could go to a menu of options, which we will leave open to countries that address these 4 major issues. Now, the 4th issue is climate change, which, as we know, is absolutely existential in terms of the future of many of these countries that are very close to the sea surface. So the finance could go to improving the management of tuna stocks, the governance regime, trying to extract more benefit for the countries from their tuna wealth, their fisheries wealth. It could go to help develop sustainable tourism. It could go to help address the pollution issues, providing facilities for solid waste, maybe turning solid waste into energy as a source of renewable energy for these islands.
You yourself are running a project in Indonesia. Could you tell us about that?
Yes, that's the Coral Reef Rehabilitation and Management Project, and that is part of a long-term program that the bank has been investing in for almost 15 years. We work with communities in that project. It's all about community ownership, empowerment to manage their critical coral reef resources and the associated ones like mangroves and seagrass beds, because in those cases the poorest of the poor live in coastal communities. They rely very, very highly on the health of those coral reef resources. So what we want to do is empower them to set up protection measures, but also to be able to reap the benefits of protection. So we're thinking of helping them with rights-based approaches, which basically would allow communities exclusive rights to use those fishing grounds. So no other groups could come in and extract the fish, which are going to be restored through the use of these marine protected areas.
Marea Hatziolos, thank you for being on the program.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to be on the program. Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.